Hello, gorgeous humans. This is Julia from Julia's Spiritual Living with my mission, A Luxury Goddess Coming Life, for the very first time on my now English Instagram account that's been German for 5 years. And with this life, I want to share with you how I am here to serve, why I am here to serve, and if this matches with what you need and what you walk with right now. First of all, heads up, I'm here with a goddess filter. I usually don't use filters. I really don't. But it just came to me. So here we are. Okay. We have the gorgeous view in the background to the ocean in Miami, white roses, and beauty in this way because to me beauty is just such an expression of the divine and of honoring the divine. Okay, so let's start right away to honor your time, who I am here to serve, why I am here to serve, and then I will talk a little bit more about me and my story and just a few things also that I realized the past days that I think are very beneficial to you if you resonate with me and what I walk with and what I'm here for. So what I want to start with is by telling you that in the past 5 years I've built a brand that I think in the second years I made 6 figures, and in the third or fourth 7 figures. Last year I made 2 million euros with my brand. And what I want to preface with this is saying that I did it all by myself. I didn't have a coach, I didn't have a mentor, and how I became successful was by always really doing what I wanted to do, following that which felt true in my heart, and nothing but that. And I've not stopped doing that. I've never stopped doing that. And I definitely wobbled last year, and I want to share that with you too, because it actually pointed me towards what I want to focus on now, which is conflictability, trauma bonding, and codependency, and how to get out of that, really relating in a beautiful way to yourself and with others. And with all that we can accomplish in this world, which I did, and it wasn't even my, the first goal I had wasn't to make millions. It was just something that I felt that was going to happen anyways. But it wasn't the first thing that was my goal. But it happened. And if you've been successful in your life financially, you'll awaken to the fact that money can only make you that happy. As anything in this world, a relationship can only make you this happy. If you guys have if you have a codependency or ever where and when, then of course there is this saving each other thing and making each other happy thing, like by expectation, but that's not real happiness. And the same with money, right? Of course money can buy you so many things. It can buy me free time, and things made easier, and of course it can buy me so many things, amazing things too, but it cannot fulfill me in my heart. It cannot take away what I'm gonna have to choose for myself, what I have to claim, what I have to own. And so what I want to lead with, and what I want to serve with, or in, however you say, is serving leaders, serving rulers, visionaries, all the amazing people who have feel their soul purpose and they go for it, and then they see, okay, but now how am I happy or even more happy? Okay, but now how am I going to deal with the critique and the shitty stuff that happens in the internet, and what people, overstepping boundaries and stuff? What do I do now that I have all that time? And I notice that I'm fleeing to really use it. What do I do now where I'm still, and that is part of my story, people pleasing, or I'm still noticed when I'm fawning, or I'm still learning how to truly tend to my every need in every moment? How do I truly feel abundant? How do I feel wealthy, even though I already am financially? And this is really what I want to serve in, because this is the walk I'm walking. This is what I am devoted to every day of my life. To learning how to relate in the most beautiful way that is truthful, that is honest, where I am myself and you get to be you fully. And our nervous systems know that, like they're aware of it, right? And they don't do their own show, because we just go with the strategies, or the nervous system just goes with the strategies that it's used to, that it feels safe in, right? Same as our brain, that's just so old, wants us to be safe in the ways it knows us to be safe, and not wants us to thrive. That's not its goal. And so what I want to serve in is leaders who lead themselves, who know what their missions are and they go about it, integrate their trauma some more, learn some more how they really want to relate to themselves, this world, every human being, truly, but even, of course, in a partnership, a relationship. How to gain conflictability, to be able to walk through any storm, to stand in it, and to gain even strength in that time. And so I wanna talk about these things with you guys. You know, I'm here for you if you're like yearning advanced relating conversations, advanced trauma integration conversations around abundance, that in all the ways, actually, because it's like energetically how to understand how to manifest anything out of the quantum field and project the reality into your life that you want to project into your life. And also understanding how to navigate our nervous system that just reacts, that has a trauma response, that just fawns, if that is a response, like it is for me still sometimes. That is something that you're still walking through or walking with or dealing with, right? So how to integrate that. And that is what I'm here for. I'm sorry, I can't change it. The air conditioning, when it has to say something, has to say something. It just pops on randomly. I hope you can hear me well. So that is what I want to do. I also, I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm gonna start to tell you in a moment how this all came about and a little bit of my ways, but I want to just share a little moment what I've been doing the past years. I am in a relationship of 14 years, and when we met, we definitely trauma bonded. We definitely were at a codependency, and we moved out of this entirely in the past year and two. So our relationship over the years has just gotten more honest, more truthful, more free. Not that we are at the end of anything we will never be, right? It's going to unfold further. I am a mom of an 8-year-old. He's our son. And so I also am walking with, how am I a mother? How am I enjoying motherhood? Because truthfully, so many times I just feel so guilty and anger rises, and I'm still learning how to enjoy being a mom. And that's what I'm walking with. I'm walking with being a multi-millionaire in, overall what we earned as a company, and understanding that there's so much amazing stuff that you can use this money with, or, you know, buy a lot of things like great support, right? And amazing food quality, prepared food, luxury, that is luxury to you, to me, right? Because what is luxury really? We can talk about that further too. And so really how to enjoy this ride, how to be alive here, how to really, you know, like have fun here and enjoy this whole thing. If anything, what is this about, right? And so that is what I'm here to serve in, how to communicate more peacefully, how to live more in the alignment of you, individually, you, and how to understand this reality. And in these past 5 years that I've walked in, 5 years of this business, 14 years of this relationship, 8 years of being a mom, having earned or having made with my company more than 4 million euros, having emigrated because it was our dream, having a great team, having a CEO even now since January, which is just the greatest thing I can only recommend. And all these different layers of my life, I cracked so many codes, how to heal and integrate deepest traumas that I had, how to truly access codes of abundance, how to live and stand in my feminine power in all of this, how to have more time than ever, and how, of course, how to walk with my human, with my nervous system, understanding that there are fears and deep feelings all the time still, and that won't change, and maybe it will, but until it doesn't, how to make art of that, how to move that energy to make art, to understand. And that's what I always say, that any kind of deep feelings, anger, fear, whatever it may be, is Shakti, divine energy moving through me. It literally it like visits me and I have the honor to have such powerful energy moving through my body, and trust and having the trust of the divine, like it's trusting me with that much energy to move with it wisely. And so to really learn the alchemy of energy and feminine wisdom, the art of the feminine, there's so much wisdom, so many codes that I've cracked that I want to share with this world. And that's why I'm expanding into the English language, so that really anyone who understands or feels they want to walk with me can walk with me, and we can walk together. And what I want to talk about a little bit is really who I am for and who not, so you can feel into if I may be your coach, your mentor, and someone you want to walk with. I am so freaking sensitive. I feel everything. I sense everything. When I go into the Akashic Records or connect to Source, I have all the downloads. I can, I do all the healing stuff. I have a method that's called True Identity Healing, and that's how I give sessions, which is a little bit like going into, how do you say it in English? Well, if you connect to the realms, right? And then also, or the source, and then you get messages, or, right? Like a medium, like a psychic. And I'm so psychic, like I can feel anything, and if you're in the room with me, I can mostly feel what you're thinking. Of course, I'm not invasive. I don't just go into your field, but I'm just so sensitive. I can feel anything, I will never disrespect, free will, ever. And I also don't overstep boundaries easily, not at all, because it's been the hugest thing of my life that boundaries have been overstepped. So I'm just very careful still around that. but I'm also learning to step more into all the things I have to say, because even by human design, that's who I am here for to be. And that's kind of like, that's who I am. I'm very sensitive. I feel everything, and I'm so emotional I'm touched so easily. And I'm also very easily, how do you say, like, happy? That's not the word I want to say, but like, I'm just amazed easily. Like, the maiden archetype is that's very much who I am in many ways. And if you go with me, you're going with someone who's really like a truth seeker, and I'm such a philosopher, you know? I'm such a let's go deeper. Let's contemplate some more. If we were to meet for a ceremonial cacao, because I do not drink coffee, I have the taste buds of a kid. I don't drink red wine. I don't drink any alcohol, really. Okay. Pina colada, okay, you got me there. If you invite me to pina colada, I'll be there. But else, no alcohol. I drink once a year, because it doesn't taste good to me. Really, I always explain it with I have a taste buds of a kid, of a little kid, because it's like I didn't develop liking red wine, champagne, whatever it may be. And so, why am I saying this? No, I lost my track. This is usually how it goes too. I lose track, but I always find my way back. And if not, it may not be important for the point I want to make. Anyway, here you meet my maiden. You're welcome. Hello, nice to meet you. This is very much who I am. I'm such a truth seeker, and if we were to meet for ceremonial cacao, that's the drink that I would invite you with. If you don't know it, it's raw cacao, and I usually mix it with almond milk or oat milk. I don't heat it entirely, just a little bit. And what it does, because of what's inside the raw cacao, it opens your heart, it grounds you, and it's medicine. It's plant medicine. But that's really, honestly, the only plant medicine that I use, because the way I use breath work, the way I use embodiment, the way I connect to source and do my work, we are in it. We are in trance. A trance? You know? The state, right? We're not transitioning. I mean the state. Just saying. So, it's really opening, right? So that's what I would invite you in to. And I usually, I have nothing against plant medicine. It's amazing. It's a great way to the divine, but it's not for me. It hasn't been for me yet, because I just know how to access these states in so many beautiful ways that feel even easier and even more accessible. That I just love. So anyway, if we were to meet, I would just really talk with you about, why we are here and what is this existence really about, for hours and hours. So, I walk this thing every day. And right now where I'm at is practicing. Every time I notice myself people-pleasing or fawning, I'm consciously leading myself through my day. And whenever I do notice, I notice and then I course correct and I say, I want to change my answer because actually I want to say this or whatever, right? So this is where I'm at. I'm really practicing that. I'm really practicing owning my power in a new way, where I understand that if I buy into the illusion of trauma being real in terms of a reason not to step more into my power, I understand that I do project that reality into my world, as I do not want to do that. And I understand to use my power differently, I course correct. And I also notice I'm German. If you didn't know, I am German. That's why maybe, sometimes I'm looking for the words. And I see this in our culture. I see this in our society, that people are just very obeying and very used to lack mentality and the mentality of victimhood, really. And I want to walk and also support everyone who wants to in coming into my world and what I have to offer in shifting that reality. It's not even a shifting a reality, it's co-creating a new one, right? Because there's nothing to shift really, it's all perfect. But then if we want something different, we can project something different into this reality, so we just may do that, right? So anytime we say, I cannot, I still have to heal, I do, it's more a reason not to go into a power in that moment, or learning how to support a human in a very human experience in a moment of a trauma response or deep emotion, right? And I'm very aware that so many spiritual, just people who are very spiritual or interested in spirituality, do tend to bypass. And that is something that I do not want to do at all. I'm very aware of. At the same time, not getting stuck in a trauma loop and in the illusion of suffering, right? Because there's such a big difference between pain and deep feelings and suffering. Because suffering is a choice. Is a choice. Just like abundance is the truth, and lack is something that we create. And so this is what I'm walking with right now, and it's also really what I have to offer to this world. Of course, I can give you all the things that I've walked with in the past years, the deep programs that I have refined in my German, in my portfolio, basically, right? Which is No More Drama, No More Trauma, like this deep self-study trauma program, Orgasmic Abundance, Awaken the Goddess Within, for everything healing and living your femininity and sexuality. And right now I'm really walking with, how do we relate even more joyfully with ourselves and others? How do we gain conflictability so we really don't flee any moment of potential conflict anymore? How do we understand boundaries in a new way, where boundaries are really only communicated out of love for ourselves and even the other, because it's informing the other how we can relate in the best way for ourselves and therefore also for the other. And to me this is so important because of all that I've gone through and all that I've experienced. And for me, it's always been, I want to say my human design, I'm a manifestor 3-5, and my incarnation cross is the right angle cross of rulership. So I am here to initiate. I am here to invite you into this work and to really invoke all that power in you. I'm a 3 line in the beginning. That means I go by trial and error. I go into every adventure. I travel every country. I see this world. I try every possible way, and I present you the best way. And I have a 5 line in the end. This means I lead. I lead with what I know is best and works best. And I go all the way. I'm a 3 line. I go all the way. I walk all the way. And I teach from my wound, and I teach from my scar, and I teach from the beautiful stuff that happens and all the things. And this is who I am here to be. Owning that power, owning that I do not wait for any invitation or anyone to invite me or anyone to react to. Literally, I'm here to initiate. And the right angle cross of rulership is even another thing that says lead. And for that, I need to lead myself, most of all, right? Because how do we teach anything to others if we really embody it, if we know how to do that for ourselves? And that's really what I'm walking with. And for me as a kid, even though my parents supported me in so many ways of what I wanted, I also learned that I am loved when I people please. I learned that I'd be loved if I make everybody else happy, and if I anticipate everyone else's needs too. So I don't know if you're aware of the trauma response fawning. But actually, people-pleasing and fawning both are trauma responses that are kind of like developed because of our society, right? Because maybe you're aware of fight, flight, freeze, but through the ways our society has unfolded over the past, not just years, basically, or hundreds of years, I would say. People pleasing and fawning, especially for us women, if you're a woman watching this, are such trauma responses. So I always remember, for example, like the biggest thing that I always remember is when I was 16, I was in the US for a high school exchange year. I actually turned 16. And I was in a family, right, that took me under their roof for 10 months. That was the plan. So that I could have that experience. And one night we heard shots. I was in Philadelphia, okay? I don't know who puts exchange student into Philadelphia now that I know, but okay, that's another thing. And we had the shots. We looked outside, and there was a man walking towards our porch. He was shot. He collapsed on that porch and died on that porch. Sorry, trigger warning, I should have said. And I'm sorry. And I saw that. I was 15 or 16 in another country with another language, still learning that. And the police came. And when the police came, the police officer flirted with me. And I was so shocked that I left. I was like, and later my host mom, she said to me, well, if you can laugh already, then you're going to school tomorrow. And I was just shocked. And that is what the example that always comes to my mind when I speak about fawning, because it's this immediate reaction because you're overwhelmed with what happens that automatically comes forth. And it's usually, and of course, yeah, I'll help you. Or yeah, I want to. Or a laugh. Yeah. And so that's fawning. While people pleasing is more, yeah, sure, you're right. Yeah, any kind of like agreeing, even though you're not thinking what you want. But it's less this like, this immediate strong reaction like fawning. And so fawning and people pleasing are the biggest reactions that we have in our society, especially as women, especially if we learned, which so many of us women did as kids, learn to, give grandpa a kiss, before, so no one's sad. You don't want to make mommy sad, right? Right? All these things are even already like told us to be a certain way so that we're loved. So, and even not just so that we're loved, but also often so that we're safe. And when we learn this, we walk with this. I've walked with this for 25 years. This year I'm turning 33. I always turn as old as the years plus 10. Just if you want to know. When I awoke to all of this, it was actually through the birth of my son. Becoming a mom is such an initiation. Any mom knows what I'm talking about. I really was faced with all that stuff, and ever since then I've been practicing how to not people please and fawn. And with every year that I gained more knowledge and practice, I understand better how to lead myself in that, and I can teach you all of that. It's the most valuable thing, because with all we want in this world, we want to have a business. If you do want to have a business, we want to make that many figures, we want to do this, that. In the end, what's going to bring you happiness is to know how to feel free and not react in trauma responses. Is to know how to love relating to yourself and caring for yourself and meeting your needs and being happy because you make yourself happy. Is relating in a beautiful way and feeling free relating, and not again feeling like you have to do this or that or please the other person. What's gonna make you happy is knowing what makes you happy and giving that to yourself. Money is gonna help, but it's not gonna make it happen. It's just not. And I've cracked so many codes over the years, and I'm of course still practicing and learning, but there's so much I can teach you. And I want to share another story because it explains the luxury goddess, and it explains how I'm styled all the time, or why, and explains what this can mean to you if you want to, or whatever you want to make out of this or do with it. But this is what I want to offer you. The past days, I'm in a mastermind of Melanie and Layer, Alpha Femme, the continuum of the Matrix mastermind. And we just had a beautiful luxury retreat here in Miami. That's why I'm here. And I mean, it's not just why I'm here. I travel around the world all the time, but this is why I'm here right now. And all the women there asked me, wow, where did you get that from? What is that brand of? Oh my gosh, I love your style. It's so unique. And it reminded me of why I named this luxury goddess. And I had the idea, and that's actually the first thing I'm going to gift you guys if you want to receive that gift from me. I'm going to make like a little PDF guide, how to style like a luxury goddess. I'm going to put all the, where I get all my jewelry and all my clothing and all the things. Also for the man, I will put that in. And I will do that because you're asking me anyway all the time. And when I thought about making that guide for you guys, or that, where to me it's like a treasure really. I thought about how healing it is for me every day to dress up. Because I don't dress up for you, I dress up for me. And I also dress up if I don't go online. And it reminded me of how I always loved honoring this body and adorning this body and seeing beauty and allowing beauty onto my body and in what you get to see if you see me, or if I see myself in the mirror. What I perceive as beauty, of course. And then I thought, when I was very small kid, I always did that. I had my little white socks that had little, like, you could fold them, and then there were like the flower, I don't know how you say in English, but the flower, like there's flowers around. I had my shiny black shoes, I don't know how you say either, but like the shiny material, the black shiny material. I wore my dresses, and I asked my mom to make me braids, and that's just who I am and always was. And when I went to high school, I, found even more of the style at that time, of my expression at that time. And when I went to school like that with my neon socks and like the Avril Lavigne thingy, the thingy that she had in Skater Boy. And Stacy Orico's neon, like Creole. Well, I don't know if you're a 90s kid. I'm certainly a 90s kid. So I dressed up with, what was available at that time in space of culture. I went to school like this, and I was talked about, and like I could always see how people were talking behind my back, like, how is she dressed? Why does she do this? The light just went off, but I think we're good. I think we're good. And I could see people talking behind my back, and so it really hurt. It really hurt because, of course, like anytime people talk behind your back, especially because you're just being you, if it's because you're just being you, it hurt. And so every time I went to school, I decided if I was going to dress up as who I wanted to express as, and if I was able to hold that on that day, hold what I was going to perceive, the projections I was going to perceive, or if I just going to underdressed because I just wasn't gonna face that. And it's just one of the many ways that I dimmed my lights back then. People pleasing, fawning, not styling the way I wanted to, not dressing the way I wanted to. And of course not saying what I had to say. And so for me, the past years, dressing exactly how I want to dress, finding the pieces to adorn the vessel, this divine vessel, and expressing who I am here to be, to me is true honoring of that divinity and also healing every day still. And still learning to come into the room and feeling, because I do feel it right away, people thinking or saying you're too much. And as Melanie and Leah just said in yesterday's call, saying thank you, you're welcome. Because really we're all learning how to be ourselves again and fully expressing, which means we're all being a lot, but actually that's that should be our normal. And what we're doing is suppressing life force energy, which is in fact sexual energy. We're suppressing who we are here to be, that funny, that shy, that loud, that whatever really. And owning who we came here to be. And who I came here to be is I have a lot to say. I'm a visionary. I see things and I do them. I want to emigrate, I go. I never visited a country. I don't care. I feel it in my body, I go. I want to make millions, I do it. I want to donate, I do it. All the things I want to do, I do. And I see it clearly. And if you present any vision to me, I see it with you because I know you can do it. Because I know it's for you to do it here in this lifetime. And so really what this little style guide idea, which I will execute on, did for me is really contemplating and reminiscing kind of onto really how deep what it really means to me, luxury goddess. Because to me it means that we really own again that we live in this wherever really and have the quantum field, and we can literally manifest, co-create anything into our reality which we set our mind to. We can, and we do, because either way you do. And so there is infinite abundance. There's this infinite field of abundance of any possible reality for you. And to me, that's what luxury goddess wants to say. The goddess, your divinity in your body, embodied as a divine being. And luxury to me really is having the choice to meet my every need in any moment how I wish to. And really have chosen to co-create my reality as such, so that I really do have the choice in any moment how to use time, money, energy, and any kind of resource that world has available in 3D. So luxury to me, luxury is not that you go to Dior per se, or fly private jet per se. If that is your desire, then yes, but not necessarily. My favorite brands are these kind of brands that are mostly, women-owned brands and are fair trade, and it's like all the crystal stuff. It's not necessarily a luxury brand that everyone wears, because I don't like that everyone wears it. But then if I do go into a store like that and I love something, then that I also get it, because I don't limit myself, because I'm a limitless being. So I get to do whatever I want to do. And so I speak what I have to say very clearly. These are big visions, these are big things, and we do them. Owning our power next level. And a big piece that I always incorporate in any of my big programs or Mastermind 101 is human design. As I just found, this is such a beautiful individual key to understanding our own realities and co-creating best and in the most easy way, in the easiest way. Or as Amy Elizabeth put it, you can find her on Instagram. She's also a beautiful human design expert. It's not always easy, but it can always be in ease, right? So we're learning how to do this with easeful. And when it doesn't feel easy because it's strong or like there's a challenge, we move with it. We know how to navigate our human through it. And that is what I want to bring to the table. I want to offer this and expand into, anyone English speaking to work with me. We can start right away with one-on-one. I'm very soon gonna open up the first mastermind. I might say it's only for manifestors and manifesting generators with a 3-line, just to be sure that I can really serve in the best way. Because I go quick and I do things quickly. I execute quickly. I move quickly. And not in a burnt out, I'm working a lot kind of way. I don't mean that at all. I have a lot of time that I use, with my family, with my friends, with myself, co-creating, tanning, doing whatever I want to do, dancing. But I have an idea and I go, I don't wait on it. I wait until I'm clear, because I am an emotional authority in human design, as are 50% of humankind. Humanity, I want to say, but I go, and so I want to go with people who do want to go now, who want to execute now, who want to move now. I build momentum and I want to go with you now. And so I'm here for all the rulers, all the visionaries, all the leaders that want to have a next level life, advanced relating with yourself and others, peaceful. So it feels peaceful. So you feel free. So your maiden is throwing a party every single day. You're laughing your ass off every single day and crying, laughing tears. That's what I want for you. I want pleasure for you every day in the most beautiful, ecstatic ways where you're like, what? I've never experienced this before. I want you to feel fulfilled in your motherhood and in all the ways. That's what I want to teach and expand into the life that we have as visionaries, as rulers, and all the flip side in 3D that comes with it. I want to teach you conflictability, how to hold conflict, how to have stronger boundaries out of love, and then where you feel like, no, it's not about boundaries, then you hold or move that energy. We know how to leave it with the other person, especially if you're a manifestor like me or a 5-line like me or whatever. Just a person on the internet showing the heart, because then you already get a troll on the internet. So we're going to start this journey now. I'm going to go super aligned, as I always do, with what feels right, what feels aligned with what feels true in my heart to serve with. You can, if you want, comment on this live anytime after in my Instagram feed, whenever you feel like this is what you want from me. I'm feeling I want to start with the abundance codes I cracked, just because I'm thinking, if I teach you this, you can crack this code, and it's just one of the biggest codes of reality, because human suffering, there's two things of human suffering that we are trapped in. It's money and it's trauma. And so these two I want to teach you. There's the biggest urge for me to, start there, because I want you to know all the stuff I know. I want you to add that to how you walk, because if you have that, your walk's gonna be epic. Even more so. So I think we're gonna start there. But of course, You can get to know me here. I'm going to go live once in a while. I'm going to make it shorter, focus on some topics, the topics that I want to teach in, bring some nuggets for you so you can get to know me. And then we're going to roll. And if you are German speaking, I'm still going to have my portfolio in German, the portfolio, the product suite that I have right now. And it's going to be different in English. So you can also add that. It's going to be perfect. We're going to have fun. It's all around expanding, walking together in this life, expanding even more into that, having more fun, enjoying the path more, knowing, and that is really how I feel about my mentors, who are currently and honestly have been now for quite some time, Melanie and Lair, and also Maya Knight, who's just this beautiful alchemy. I want to call her sorceress too, of trauma, but also style, but also relating, and I just love her. And so the mentors that I walk with, I don't walk with them because they are above me. I don't walk with them because, are we still on? Yeah. I don't walk with them because I think they're better than me. I walk with them because it's more fun to walk with them than without them, because they expand my mind, my heart, my soul, because it's just more fun to walk together, really. And this is how I want you to see me if you choose me as your mentor or coach. I want you to choose me because, of course, you can do it alone. You can do anything alone. But it's just more fun to do it together, to be co-aliens in this crazy world and be crazy together. But differently than the crazy world, right? Be co-witches, co-luxury goddesses, and really learn how to be luxury goddess. Expand into luxury goddess. Be free, feel peace, feel joy, feel pleasure, and owning the power of deep stuff that we can feel. And knowing how to navigate our human through that. Understanding our nervous system, understanding our traumas. I identified, for example, 6 trauma identities that I teach in No More Drama, No More Trauma. I might just really do that program too for you guys, so you can have it. It's always lifetime access, so there's something that you have forever. You know how to deal with stuff. You can use it all the time. It's on point. It's brilliant. I think we might start with abundance, though. Let me know in the comments what you would like first. Let me just do a masterclass first. We'll see. We'll get there. There's no rush. But yeah, I think that's it for now. We're almost at an hour, so I want to honor your time. Honor our time. It's so valuable. It's so sacred. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your time, your energy, your coming in this live, even just for a moment or even for the whole time. It is a privilege. It's a privilege to do this work. It's a privilege to now be able to do this in English, and of course I've been able before, but I did not feel that clear feeling in my body. Now is the time. And I also, the past month, 6 months almost, even longer, I've really cleaned up so much deep stuff around boundaries and trauma bonding and codependency and relating and true abundance, like really feeling abundant every day, enjoying my life. That I feel like it's an even better time to come and bring my work now to the English market, because it's just refined already, so refined already. And so I love that I can bring you that kind of quality. So on that note, let me know in the comments of the Saved Alive what you would like me to start with. You can also let me know on the next lives what the topics are that you'd like. I'm going to feel into if I'll do YouTube videos or just go live and also put them on my English YouTube channel. This account will now be entirely English. Once in a while I'll share something in German. I'll do a little German flag in my stories if I want to do that, so you know. I might do a post once in a while in German and English, but overall it's going to be all in English. Like this Instagram is going to be my channel to talk to you in English. If you want to relate to me, especially if you want to, get to know me and plug in, then you get to do that for free on this Instagram channel. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you so much love for you. I cannot wait for what is going to happen for us in the next weeks, months, years, who we will become, what we will co-create, what world we will co-create, a world that we want to, leave to our children and that we are proud of to have co-created and that we are enjoying so much to live in. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to walk with you. I send you so much love, and I am happy and I'm looking forward to the next moment we get to relate, meet. Thank you, and let me know in the comments what you would like next. Bye.